Right, hello again and welcome back to the channel. Here we are again, CL warming up as usual. Right, loads of little subjects and topics I want to cover this morning. I want to ask your opinion on a few things, both bike related and non-bike related. So I'll see you down the road. As always, thanks for joining me again, much appreciated, and thanks to all the new subscribers. Once again, now, which way am I going to go? I'm going to go this way actually, because that lane is still closed. Here's a few subjects I wanted to cover this morning. Let's get the bike ones done first. There's the first one following my Triumph video. That's right, I did a video on Triumph and I was talking about the different bikes and how well they're selling. It did make me think about which market segments are doing well at the moment and what's going to happen in the future with that. And a couple of you pointed out that the 400 to 500 cc market, that's where it's at. I've got to be careful here. This as you can see, loads of accidents at that island. There's always bits of plastic all over the floor. Yeah, 400 to 500 cc area just seems to be the booming area at the moment. Don't know what's going on up that lane. I'm going to have to find out. I mentioned the success of the CF Moto NT450 and that, and of course the Triumph 400s. I suppose you could bring into that the 350 platform of Royal Enfield, although they are in a considerably lower power sort of band, if you want to call it that, but still relevant. But I think this 400 to 500 cc area seems to be what's selling at the moment, whether that's roadster type bikes, scramblers, and of course adventure bikes. I think the adventure bike thing's particularly interesting because of the possible effect over the next few years that that's going to have on the bigger adventure bike market. If it starts to become more fashionable, shall we say, to have a smaller cc adventure bike. Let me just get past this, don't want to follow it. That's better. Yes, if the sort of fashion changes on that and smaller adventure bikes become more prevalent, is that going to affect the big adventure bike market? I think it probably will, probably already has, I'm not so sure. Give me your opinions on that. Is maybe the next swing that we see away from the larger capacity adventure bikes. I think that's possibly what might happen. Well, very quickly, the other thing I wanted to mention was earplugs and what your opinion is on earplugs. The reason I mentioned it is because and I'm sure many of you out there, suffer from tinnitus or tinnitus, however you want to say it. Have done for a good few years now. Probably come from wearing headphones for many years when I was. Now the thing is, sometimes I've worn ear protection on my bike, but sometimes I haven't, and I've sort of had periods where I don't bother with it, and then periods that I do. And I can't really make up my mind what suits me best, to be honest, and particularly suits my tinnitus best. I've started wearing earplugs again in recent weeks, or well, probably for about, I don't know, 6 or 8 weeks now. And I like the sort of effect it has. It deafens out that sort of high-pitched sound, doesn't it, and gives you you hear the engine in a different way, and it's just sort of pleasant to ride with earplugs in that way. But I'm not too sure whether it's actually making my tinnitus worse. I just wondered if anybody has had this experience themselves, or whether it's just my type of earplug. I know Malk, who I ride with regular, he's got a really good pair that he's had made fitted to his ears. well, whether they're specifically fitted, I'm not too sure, but they are a very good quality pair. Well, I've got just the relatively basic ones. I don't know whether I need to invest in a better pair, or whether other people have found that actually wearing the earplugs makes the tinnitus worse. So I'd be really helpful if anybody could comment on that, if you know anything about that, because it's an odd one. Now, on another biking topic, I've got some really, well, it's sad news for me. To many people it's not, but in this locality, you know, the cafe that I go to all the time, the food stop, and sad to report that the food stop is closing down. Now, this to me, it's my local, well, you know, I go there all the time. I meet all my mates there. It's a real blow, to be honest. It's been on the cards for a while. I'm not going to talk about the issues behind the scenes, because that's not fair on anybody, and I don't know the full stories anyway, but I know there's been problems with the lease and all this sort of thing, and I also know there is some illness as well with the owners, so that's probably affected the decision as well, but I'm not going to talk about that. I don't really know what's going on, but to me it's a viable business. I would imagine from the outside it seems that way to me. It's in a fantastic position. As I've said to you before, the layout, the view, it's great for bikes, it really is. So I'm wondering whether somebody else is going to take on the cafe and run it, or whether this is the opportunity for maybe people who own the lease to actually get rid of the bikes, whether they don't like bikes, they see the thing going in a different direction. I really don't know. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, but obviously it means we're going to have to find a new place to go. We've already got the cafe over the road, which we go to sometimes. We've also, of course, got Pool Hall Cafe, which, perfect timing, is coming up on my left hand side here, which we go to on Mondays when the food stop is closed. I'm not too sure when either of those is going to replace the food stop. Not too sure at all. So we'll see what happens, but it's a real blow, and I for one am going to miss it enormously. I really am. Now, on a lighter note, on non-biking related note, because I've decided I'm going to have a little section in my chats that's got nothing to do with biking at all. And I noticed something, a little report on the news today, and apparently somebody's done a survey. Yeah, you hear that all the time, you just think, yeah, this is marketing, isn't it? But anyway, somebody did a survey apparently, and it was which foods from your childhood remind you of your childhood, brings back the most memories of your childhood. Which food, whether it's still currently available or not. And they did this survey apparently, and top apparently was Angel Delight. Can you remember that? I certainly can, because I used to remember badgering my mum to get me a packet of strawberry Angel Delight. I absolutely loved it. The only annoying thing with it, if you remember, was that you had to put it in the fridge to let it set. So you'd mix it up, put it in a bowl, and you could eat it just like that, but on the packet it said no, you must let it set. And of course my mum made me wait. And that was so frustrating. But yeah, Angel Delight came top. No, I think that's quite a good shout for me, actually. But I'd like to know, what food is it with you that reminds you of your childhood more than any other? I think the other one with me is possibly Crusher. Can you remember Crusher? It's milkshake mix. in a bottle. Probably came a little bit after Angel Delight, I'm not too sure. Like, it's certainly still available now, but Strawberry Crusher. I've got to think about strawberries, haven't I? I don't know how I do this. Talking about food randomly, and look at the vehicle I'm behind. Wiltshire Farm Foods. Yes, please put in the comments what food it is that does it for you, brings back those memories. I suspect a lot of us will be some sweets of some sort, won't it? Because that's, as kids, that's all we used to eat, isn't it? Now, back to the bike. I just watch this guy here. Back to the bike. I've put the speedo, as you can see, onto odometer. I've normally got it on MPG, and I've done 4,941 miles. So we're coming up for 5,000 miles on the CL. And it's occurred to me lately, actually, that I need to get this thing serviced. It's probably not from mileage, but from time. I've probably left it a little bit, tiny bit over. Not that it matters, it's absolutely fine, it's done. The service intervals on this are actually 8,000 miles, so it's long way inside that. But I must get it serviced, and when I do, probably in the next few weeks, I'll do a video and we'll have a look around the showroom up there at Sutton Honda Bromsgrove and show you what bikes they've got for sale. And that's the Honda dealers, which, with the closure of Street Bike, the Triumph dealer, which I spoke about recently, Honda Sutton Bromsgrove is likely, for so I hear anyway, to pick up the Triumph dealership, which they have at their other branch. So we'll ask them about that and find out exactly what's going on. There we go, rolling up to the cafe now. Sadly, this isn't going to be a regular thing in the future. Really sad. And I don't know which sort of bikes are going to be around in the future either. If you think the 400 to 500cc range is where it's at, what do you think about the big adventure bikes? Are they possibly under threat from that? You know how we lost sports bikes from the scene near enough? Is the same thing going to happen there? Maybe not. Who knows? Hear your opinion on that. So there we go, that's all from me. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm going to pull in at the Food Stop Cafe now, and I will do another video on the closure actually, find out a little bit about the history. I don't know how long it's been open as a bike cafe, to be honest. It's been a long time, that's for certain. But I will find out some more and do a little video in the future. Not many bikes here at the moment, a little bit early. I can see, who have we got? We've got John, there's John, and that's his Triumph Trident. So I'll go and have a chat with John, get a cup of tea. That's all from me, over and out. Thanks very much for listening, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.